So welcome back to DC Silver Age Storytime, and today's story comes from Action Comics number 80, published in January 1945, with story by Don Cameron and art by Ira Yarbrough. Back again by popular demand to plague Superman, the imp of imps, Mr. Mxyzptlk. Do you remember that gnomish nuisance from an unknown dimension whose perverse practical jokes shook Metropolis to its foundations not so long ago? Well, here's our problem pixie back again, as whimsically wacky as ever and just as hard to handle. Laughter and terror go hand in hand, and even the mighty Superman is baffled time and again by the storm of silly, supernatural trickery that sweeps the city when Mr. Mxyzptlk returns. The dizziest of days in the life of Clark Kent seems to begin pretty much like any other. 7 already, and I've got to be at the office at 8 sharp for a special assignment. But at the Planet office, 11 o'clock, fine time to come in. I had to send Lois to cover that story for you. 11? My watch says exactly 8, and it's never been wrong before. He takes a story from the police reporter. So they finally caught Lefty Bragg for that bank robbery, eh? Great Scott, Clark. Have you gone crazy? This story you wrote says Lefty Bragg arrested the police commissioner for robbing a bank. Did I write that? Maybe a good lunch will straighten me out. How about joining me, Lois? Why not? If you think you're being funny wearing my hat, you've got another guest coming. Huh? Your hat? I found a new place to go for lunch. You'll like it. You've been wrong about everything else today, but I'll take a chance. This is it. The atmosphere is rather bohemian. Clark Kent, have you lost your mind? Get along, little doggy. Get a short, little doggy. Get a doggy. I don't know what's the matter with me. Here it is, 3 doors away. Maybe we should go to a psychiatrist's office instead. Maybe what I need is a good strong cup of coffee. Ooh! Good heavens! Someone pushed my arm. Clark, be careful. Now that you've embarrassed me to tears and ruined my dress, I hope you're satisfied. It was an accident. I'm terribly sorry. And now enter the villain. Maybe I ought to get the police to lock me up for the rest of the day before I get in real trouble. You seem sad, my friend. I've been sad, too, ever since you wrote those uncomplimentary stories about me for your paper. You? No wonder. Under privileges, pixie, and irresponsible sprite, you called me the one and only Mr. Mxyzptlk. That hurt. Hey, we're on the ceiling. Get us down, you idiot. Down? Anything you say. Help! Call the police. Sheltered behind the table, Clark shucks his outer clothing in a twinkling. I have so much fun. I don't see how I stand it. Here's where Superman plays a return engagement with Mr. Mxyzptlk and sees that he departs from this world for his own dimension without delay. And once again, the man from some weird extra-dimensional world meets the man of tomorrow. I'm going to put you out of commission. How nice. We had such a jolly time when I visited your quaint 3-dimensional world before. Tag, you're it. Oops. Got you. Have you? Pop. He's disappeared. I trust it's permanently. Later at the Daily Planet. But I tell you, I saw him. He was responsible for all that happened. A nice alibi. But somehow I never really believed in Mr. Mxyzptlk. I saw him that last time too, but I still think it was some kind of a trick. She doubts me. Does she? I'll have to do something about that. And now, if you'll stop bothering me, I've got an important story to write. You write an important story? Don't make me laugh. All the other machines in the office are calling me a tripe writer because the stuff you make me turn out. Huh? I said stop bothering me. And don't try alibi yourself this time, because I saw you reading a book on ventriloquism the other day. I don't know what you're talking about. Of course, if you don't want to believe me, you don't have to. Oh! Clark Kent, I'll get even with you if it's the last thing I do. I didn't do anything. Ah! I suppose I did that too. The next instant, oh, what fools you mortals be. Why, it's him. You should have known. Quite a breezy chap, aren't I? Clark, perhaps I owe you an apology. Cut it out. It'll take hours to straighten out this mess. With the speed of a bullet, the little mischief maker streaks through the window and vanishes. Goodbye now, and good riddance. You could skip the apology, Lois, but I've got tickets for the opening of the new movie Rose March tonight. If you're inviting me to go, yes. Go with you, yes. That evening. Like it? It's certainly exciting. Cease this unseemly conduct immediately. I, Mr. Mxyzptlk, command it. Yes, sir. Clark, look. The very idea, brawling in front of all these nice people. Why not go outside and settle your differences quietly and decently? We never stop to think, Mr. Mxyzptlk. A stunned audience sees the shadow figure step right out of the screen. Come, we'll find a convenient alley. I'll act as referee. You're very kind, Mr. Mxyzptlk. It's black magic. Let me out of here. That's a good idea. I have to get away from Lois. Eee! Under cover of the confusion, Clark departs hastily. Police, help! I'm going home. There'll be a panic in another second. Time for Superman to make a personal appearance. A vivid figure springs to the stage, a commanding voice rings out, and the frightened audience pays heed. Keep your seats, ladies and gentlemen. There's no danger. Superman, where'd he come from? That was only a trick arranged by a certain troublemaker who will leave Metropolis shortly. But if you start a panic, it will turn into tragedy. He's right. Sit down, everybody. What a story this will make. The audience grows quiet and Superman rockets in pursuit of the weird little sprite. This sort of thing will disrupt the whole city if it continues, and it's my job to see that it doesn't. Outside. There he is. But what's this? Ta-ta! You'll be occupied for a while, no doubt. An elevated train thunders along a track that has been strangely broken and twisted. Help, we'll be killed. It isn't true. It can't be. The first car leaps from the broken track and is met by a swiftly hurtling figure. Back you go. Mighty muscles stronger than steel reverse the crowded train. This is one time when the wrong way is the right way, and repair the track. It took Mr. Mxyzptlk only a jiffy to break this, so I ought to have it fixed in half a jiffy. Where now? The supersensitive ears of the man of tomorrow catch sounds of commotion from the direction of the riverfront. Trouble down this way, and where there's trouble, it's sure sign that grinning little imp was there recently. Where, for the first time in history, the Metropolis River is running uphill. The whole city will be flooded. It's a tidal wave. Nothing can stop it. The human cannonball plunges into the turbulent flood. Superman, but what can he do? Mr. Mxyzptlk has gone too far this time. A flood would cost lives and millions of dollars. The speed of his passage leaves a vacuum that draws the thousands of tons of water back to the riverbed. Easy when you know how. Soon. You've saved the city, Superman. Not yet. Not till I've located a certain little fellow with a warped sense of humor. With telescopic vision, Superman surveys the city. He has to be somewhere, and spies atop the spire of the Emperor building. I never had so much fun in my own world. A second later, fancy meeting you up here, Superman. I want to play tag some more. I'd rather talk sensibly with you if you're capable of it. For instance, it isn't sensible to go around making trouble when I come along right behind you and undo it all. Who cares about sense? Look at the fun I'm having, laughing myself sick every minute. I'll turn your whole world upside down. I'll have a real holiday. I've got to make him say the magic word that returns him to his own dimension for a while. But how? I think the word that will send you. I think I remember the word that will send you back. Who cares? If you say it, it might work for you, but it won't work for me till I say it myself. And you can't trick me into it the way you did last time. Let's see. Is it Mxyzptlk? Oh, your pitiful three-dimensional mind has forgotten it already. Imagine saying Quicksilver for Cliptum. Oops. Imagine. It ain't fair. Taking advantage of me. I'll get an inferiority complex. Pop. Goodbye, Mr. Mxyzptlk. Don't hurry back. Praise and plaudits await Clark Kent at the planet's newsroom next morning, so he thinks. I ought to get a raise for bringing in this story, or at least a bonus. But it appears he is slightly wrong. Time you are coming in. Please explain this little item in the Globe this morning. Can you explain it? Huh? The Poet's Corner, confession by Clark Kent. Lois's homely white's head is thick. My job on the planet is making me sick. So my head's thick, is it? But, I'm glad you think I'm homely, and I hope you won't try to blame this poem on Mr. Mxyzptlk along with everything else. You may think Mr. Mxyzptlk is funny, but I don't. For 2 cents, I'd speak the magic word and go after him, just to get even. Something tells us that's just what Superman is going to do in a future issue. Watch for it.